Sako Knots. It's Sako Tumi, also known as Cass Voit, and welcome to the Tuesday morning write-in. Yeah, that thing. All right. Good morning, my lovelies. Hi, Debbie. My Kickstarter went off today, and the original writer popped up and said, "Oh, you hurt my feelings," because my wording was misinformed. So she set me right, and I fixed the body copy, so I got to make a new video, and if it'll let me. Can I change it? I don't know that I can. Upload a different video. Okay, cool. I found the slot in which to do that. All right, so I guess that's what I'm working on this morning, is fixing the script so that it, you know, my writer actually like agrees with it too. Oh, I would talk more, and I should be working on my Substack. I have not done the things on Substack this week. Let's see here. Not a new note, but actual post. Okay. I did the things with Heather Dewey Pettit, and my guest is here. My guest is here. Good morning.
Greetings, folks. This is Walt Whitman. I write poetry. I've come back to Earth and to YouTube today to see if there's life in these old hands yet.
Sweet. I'm a big fan.
I know. I've seen you from above.
Was penciling, but the next panel is a crowd panel, so I'm jumping ship. It's meant to set up the scene. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like the establishing shot. It's this. The establishing shot is always like super detailed, and I cut as many corners as I possibly can when drawing a crowd. So I get it.
What's the hardest thing for you to draw, like in any like panel or any illustration?
It's the hardest thing. For the vampire comic or for the.
Well, I've known some artists, and they always have some Achilles heel. Like this one guy I was talking to, background.
Hands.
Okay.
Hands. I struggle with hands. So, like, I try not to do amorphous shapes that look vaguely hand-like. I'm actually trying to make actual hands lately. So it takes a little longer for me to do pages because... So an artist that I follow, that I admire greatly, did a video where they drew hands for 12 hours and like filmed the whole thing. And like he actually like streamlined how he draws hands. So he's a lot more comfortable with it now. And I'm like, maybe I should do a challenge like that. Because I suffer with hands. So if I did more, I have done studies upon studies upon studies, and it just never sticks in my permanent memory.
I get that. I can't draw for shit. My lowercase e's look like lowercase c's, and that's all I'm gonna say. Like you said, I how did you describe my handwriting? Like, I just remember it blew me away. I wish I remembered. Like, I don't. English is not my first language. You said something about that. It was like I was so delighted by
it. Was it your grammar? I think that I was like, you speak like a European.
Well, we were talking about morphic resonance the other day.
Oh, Debbie is talking about profile views. That I studied that in high school. Like that was my Achilles heel for a long time. From like 5th grade up through my senior year in high school. So I did a lot of life study because I was drawing people in class, basically. So that I got my exercise in regarding profiles during class. History class or German class, or I drew all the time.
I could see you in class, all black, permanent scowl on your face, just drawing death and carnage all over your paper.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, that was me.
And how was that guy next to you? Couldn't draw like that. It's pretty cool. You like
Good morning,
death.
Laura Nettles. Hello, darling. I am excited about your new story. I'm sorry I didn't post in the channel about how excited I am for your story.
I'll read for going to work.
Doing the work, working the day job, doing the thing. I am glad that you are joining us today. That is super, super. Just popping in to boop the like button from Hananya Leclerc. Hello, darling. I am a super fan at this point. I need to like track down your podcast that you do with the 2 other ladies. I really love the conversations that you've posted of that thus far.
Well, I have never heard of you, Hananya. If you'd like to tell me who you are.
She
and
is
welcome.
Dutch, and her English is impeccable. Her accent is wonderful. She has an American accent when she speaks English. So
I know a couple of people like that from like Denmark. Like they've been over here for a while, and like you thought they'd lived here forever. Like they're just like surfer dudes from California.
Yep. Passable as American. Yep. I was really surprised. I was like, you're Dutch and your English is that good? Wow.
I think I said the same thing.
Or American. I'll specify American was that good.
I remember hanging out with him, and he said something like, "Yeah, when I came here from Denmark, what the fuck? What? You're not from here?"
All right, we are almost 10 minutes in. Do we want to do a sprint or do we want to wait another 5 minutes?
Dealer's choice.
My choice.
I need some coffee creamer.
Coffee creamer. Let us do a sprint now. I have this groovy timer.
What are you working on?
I am probably making a new video for the Kickstarter because my writer like messaged me this morning and was like, "Oh, you worded it so nasty," and I was like, "Oh, okay, well, set me right." So I'm updating my script to include the feelings of my writer.
I need to get a writer with feelings. Not one just corrects my
Beware,
commas.
beware, because when she got frustrated with like fallout from a like LGBTQ issue, um, she got discouraged and like zotted it, like just scorched earth, nuked it from orbit. So all all 8 years of working on that story was gone from the internet.
Why? What happened?
Hmm?
What do you mean? Like what happened that made her get rid of it?
So there in chapter 2 there is lesbian interactions, and that was totally acceptable. And then in like chapter 5, I think, which I was off the project by then, there was like a homosexual relationship, and people did not like that.
What? Why?
Yeah, people bucked against that really hard.
For what?
So she got discouraged, and she does this with projects, is like as soon as she hits a bump, like she will just like scorched earth that shit and move on. And I can't say as I fault her for it, but she was working on it with a person and she didn't take the person into account.
So they're okay with the lesbian scene, but it gets the homosexual scene, and all of a sudden they want to, buck up. I
Yeah.
would be like, I worked on this thing for 8 years. Fuck y'all.
Oh.
In fact, I'm gonna add another one. I'm gonna make a
Yeah.
whole book about it, bitch.
I would have like just trolled them. Yeah.
I don't have anything like. Oh, I'm not even like up to that level yet, but I want people like this to come to me with their problems and their indignations. They would love my response. No, I'm kidding. They wouldn't. Because all I'm going to say is like the only thing I'm sorry about is I don't have enough middle fingers for all you people. You're going to have to share these two.
You have to share a middle finger because I don't have enough middle fingers.
Yes. I was born with enough. I wish I was.
All right. Well, let's do a sprint. In 3, 2. Oops. Wrong
I thought one comes after two.
window. Wrong window.
Uh-oh.
This one. All right. In 3, 2, 1, sprint. All right, take a break. That was our first sprint. We had a couple of people come in while we were sprinting. Eva Dicky sent.
Couldn't come himself though.
Yay! Emma popped in and dropped a like. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey, remember?
Dreaming Truth Author. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Rachel. Did the Kickstarter thing this morning. Yay!
Wait, Kickstarter?
My Kickstarter went live this morning.
What the fuck? Oh
Yeah.
shit! What are you just now saying something, dude? Ah,
Yeah.
I gotta. What? I've had to harass my friends. You didn't say anything. The comic ones, the ones with YouTube channels. We forgot.
I posted it on Facebook and Twitter. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'll do my thing with it.
Okay. I appreciate anything that you do. Debbie wrote 73 words. Nicely done, Debbie. Doing scripty things? Question mark. Sometimes Debbie makes me nostalgic for doing a weekly thing, and then I remember that I technically clocked out in like May or June. I kept going on hiatuses and trying to build up a backlog and just never actually succeeded in that.
I sat around for long enough. No sabbaticals, no hiatus. Even if I want to quit, I keep going. I either break or get over it.
Right on.
But I don't count words when I'm scripting.
I don't either.
Because I go by panel, scene,
panels
page.
and pages. Mm-hmm.
Did I tell you about a new book I got?
No.
By Francois Truffaut.
Who?
He wrote this book about Hitchcock. They hung out together in Universal Studios back in the 60s for a long time. I think about a year.
Yeah.
And he learned like Hitchcock's like his techniques. Why he set up scenes the way he did, the background, the symbolism, and not to mention the angles of the camera to like heighten the suspense and build up. And I'm gonna apply that towards describing panels.
Neat.
I know. Good evening.
Neat. I really look forward to reading your script whenever you feel like I can read it.
Well, you should warm up my short stories in the meantime.
Okay.
And review them.
I will. I need to do the review for Tiny Shivers. I read Tiny Shivers and loved it. I just need to write a review for it on Amazon and Goodreads? Question mark?
I'm sorry, what were we saying?
I was saying that I have lost my train of thought. I don't remember.
Goodreads, something like that.
Oh, Goodreads and Amazon for review things?
Yeah.
Where should I post my... And maybe on my blog or something? Like
well, you can do that if you like, but Goodreads or Amazon, I don't know. Which one boosts my mojo the most?
I would do both just to cover all the bases.
You want to hear something really funny? I can't remember her name. She wrote a really beautiful review for No Strings Attached, and she did another one for Goodreads. Same beautiful copy paste review, fine, but she accidentally put 1 star for this one as opposed to the 5. And you don't know how to reach somebody, so it's like, thanks. That is the most beautiful 1-star review I've ever read. I want to see your 5-star reviews.
I want to see your 5-star reviews.
Probably
yeah.
head explodes.
Oh, geez.
I don't care, but it's still kind of funny.
Yay,
Well,
woot.
do both. Do one. I don't, or just don't review it and tell me what you thought of it
Oh, okay.
on a stream.
I mean,
okay, review it.
I will review it and also tell you what I thought.
Cool. I don't really care if people review my stuff unless it's other indie writers who know the significance of the review.
I think I have no strings attached. And
Which you haven't read. Shannon's read it though.
And maybe the double feature. I kind of like went on a buying binge with you, and
$2.
I'm not 100% sure what all I acquired.
If you consider $2 a buying binge, yeah, okay. Unless I got more stuff out or people making merch off me and I don't know about it, I want in. RC the coloring book. RC the cereal box. RC the flamethrower. Yeah.
Shannon loved No Strings Attached.
Thank you, Shannon. You're a good friend for reading my stories. All of them. I'm kidding. No, that's cool. Like somebody doesn't read horror reading my stuff. That
yeah, No Strings Attached. And I think my other account has the Skin Job.
Skin auction. That one's pretty messed up.
Yeah. I expect it. Oh, so there's No Strings Attached. In case you want to acquire a copy of No Strings Attached. Absolutely.
The greatest 1-star review ever on Goodreads.
It's only on ebook. Laura loves Spaceballs.
I actually watched Spaceballs before I watched Star Wars. So I knew about Dark Helmet before I knew about Darth Vader.
I told him I would do the paperback cover, but he hasn't gotten back to me.
Because I want to write more stuff, pull it all off Amazon and put it in one big collection. Or one medium collection, whatever I feel like doing.
I think I follow.
Because she did give me some good advice about one of my stories that I do want to change, but I'm waiting until I do that shit first.
We have 2 minutes until our second sprint. Why wait? And Shannon would totally buy the paperback. Extra sales until you get there. Yeah.
Excuse me.
I made a paperback out of my novelette just for shits and giggles because I don't intend on releasing more short stories.
I do.
At least not at this stage.
I have a body horror story I need to revise one day in my life. I should do that now. Fuck it. I have a cannibal story I need to do, and I have a couple old shorts I've been outlining. I told you a couple of the aspirin one. I did have one about this guy who wakes up and he's been injected with that stuff that like paralyzes you, but you still feel everything. And he wakes up in front of a mirror, strapped down in a gurney, and this guy pretty much like, gives him a vivisection while he's watching. But I heard it's done in a movie called Law Abiding Citizen. It's like, damn it, Hollywood stole my idea before I had it.
That sucks. Yo, Mint Ghost! We are about to jaunt into our second sprint. You're just in time.
Get them words.
Get all the things done.
So I'm feeling especially proud of myself, horror fans. I was hanging out with Story Detective Robert Jones, my Discord server on Sunday, watching movies, and I introduced him to the work of Junji Ito on Crunchyroll, and he liked it. He especially liked the Dreaming one. I had to show him that one.
Yeah.
They gave him story ideas. So I'm just like,
All right, everybody, stretch them hands, pop them knuckles, rotate them shoulders, and we're
Hydrate.
going in. Ah, All right. Take a break. That was our second sprint. How did you do, RC?
Eh.
Eh?
I'm just trying to mull over in my head. What is it about some people, or maybe the way they move, where they walk by something and it has to fall over, even if they don't touch it, even if they don't move back by it too fast? Do they just have such energy where just things fall over by them, just tremble before them? I don't know. I have this horrible habit when I walk by something will fall over. And I'm thinking I must be really powerful, or I just carry a lot of air.
It could be that things move in your wake. That would not surprise me.
Why? Do I just have that presence?
Yes.
Well, I do hold the skull all the time.
I got some stuff done for the day job that sprint and took my meds. Right on. I took my meds as well.
Hold on. All right.
Okay.
Medicated.
Lol. I just am working on my Substack and kind of like tweaking my Kickstarter so that my writer isn't hurt by what I said. And smoked half a cigarette and took my meds and fed my cat. That was, and shared on Twitter, my Kickstarter.
I completely forgot about that. People were, quote tweeting on Twitter, which celebrity you look like the most.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people, I guess, are not appreciating my Jeffrey Dahmer post. Hey, I just look like a hungry man. Feed me. But I will go bug my comic book friends, see if they want to do anything with campaigns. With this writer's strike, we're going to need some more people unless we just hire AI.
That is a terrifying thought.
Well, with the way some movies are, you'd think they're already doing that.
Mm.
Just the same process crap, the same, cribbed plot point from here, the same themes from this movie, just blah. I mean, how many movies can you say like that? Avatar is just Fern Gully and Dances with Wolves, but with Smurfs.
Yeah.
Hell, The Crow is just RoboCop for goths. We've never been original, people. I was talking about Batman yesterday because yesterday was the 84th anniversary of the Detective Comics 27 written by Bill Finger. When that first came out, people give a shit about like Michael Keaton Batman killing people. He was killing people in those original stories because he was basically like the Shadow, but with a cape.
Me, when I make a new song or interlude thing, face fuchsia wide eyes. Me, when I realize the sample is very offensive and that most likely this one will not be heard by anyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Face red, droopy eyes.
I like offensive though.
I know the feeling. Like, I got contacted by my writer this morning, and she was like, "Oh, your pitch kind of hurt my feelings. So please reword your wording, kind of."
I can't help but wonder what Edgar Allan Poe would have said to something like that. Get it this or no, Mark Twain for that matter. He was kind of a dick with his responses to people, and I love them for it. That's who I want to emulate. Oh, I hurt your feelings.
Well, she's my friend, and like there was a lot of like muddy feelings around that era because I I was burned out on the project, and like we lost funding for it, so the writer was like, I guess I gotta lay you off because I can't pay you anymore. And they worked on the project by themselves.
People are getting paid to write. I have yet to experience this.
I was getting paid to draw
Oh, that sucks. Sorry.
by the writer. Yeah. 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 So that happened.
Well, don't worry. If we
hit,
ever, sorry, go.
We hit like that like LGBTQ issue, and she got super turned off by the audience that bucked against her, and when she's done with a project, she doesn't leave it on the internet. She zots it. She just scorches it from the face of the earth, nuked from orbit.
Is it Zot or Zod? Because when you said Zod earlier, I imagined she threw it into the Phantom Zone.
Zot is to eliminate from the internet altogether.
I like Zod more. But for the record, that's something you'll never have to worry about with me. I'd be like, oh, we're offending people? Are they retweeting it? Are more people seeing it? All right, good. Let's double down.
You're like, down. I would have done the same thing, but like, especially considering the way it was written, like, she made decisions that I wouldn't have made. I would have done something different.
I am all about offending people, but in different ways, in the more disturbing ways, in the more upsetting ways, in the more visceral ways. Because
it's
that
a
other
horror book, and I think she didn't think of it that way. I think she thought of it as a drama that just happened to have vampires in it.
Well, I think it all comes down to hanging your energy on the wrong things, being how people perceive you instead of the actual art itself.
Yeah.
And if anyone has a problem with anything I write, talk to the avatar.
Oh. Hide. Aw, Jenna O'Malley shared my thing.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, I forgot to do that. Bad friend. It's funny because I just said I'm like kind of purging a lot of these people because I'm so sick of the stuff they tweet. It's all the same anger, fear porn they see from the people. I see from the people that they talk shit about. Anyways, Twitter sucks.
Yeah. Come on. There we go.
There you are.
Meow. Yeah, so like Debbie kind of like reminds me of all the good things about working on a weekly comic, but my life was spinning wildly out of control, and I had some disagreements with my writer regarding how we were treating the story and how we were presenting it to the public. And so it was kind of like a relief when she laid me off. You know what I mean? Like,
I do.
I mean, I still did pre-press and, you know, kind of like helped keep the story going. But like, I had clocked out as an artist. I just did the, yeah. Oh. Oops.
With the bird thing.
Back to a sprint. We'll see you in 20 minutes. All right, take a break. That was sprint 3. We've got one more sprint in us.
Do we?
I am posting my Substack everywhere that I can.
I was focused more on your graphic novel, but I guess I can do that too.
Oh. Well, I talk about the release of my Kickstarter in the Substack, so kind of.
I need to work on that at some point and write that very sarcastic author update that I've been planning on doing.
Yep.
You want to know what I'm doing? I'm working a lot, so I'm barely writing. Don't bother me.
You know what? There is this like Simpsonism where they talk about the writer of the Simpsons, and let's look in on him, and it's like this bald, like gaunt man who is drinking whiskey and like
Get out of my office!
Get out of my office! And pulls out a pistol.
Yeah. What he meant to say, according to his attorneys. Yeah, that's my kind of writer.
It is out right now. The new Kickstarter is out right now.
Speaking of brilliant writing, those older episodes when like Conan O'Brien was writing for The Simpsons, like, you know, the 3rd season, 4th season. Oh my God. Like watching that now, it is still like brilliant.
It's still funny.
Yeah. What was I watching? The one with Mr. Burns and his teddy bear Bobo with the Ramones playing his birthday. It's like one of the funniest scenes in cartoon history.
In the chat is a link. I did talk about it on Facebook and Twitter, and a little bit here. So, yeah.
I have done the plugging.
Thank you. I appreciate.
I appreciate art, especially in a time where we need a parallel economy for it.
Mm.
So it's lunch. How do you feel?
I would love lunch. Lunch would be great.
I said lunch, dork.
Lunch.
No, lunch after lunch.
This is my second time trying it, so I'm hopeful. I've got 6 backers so far.
Well, when we were talking yesterday, I wish you were reminding me I would have started on it.
Well, I didn't launch it until last night.
Oh.
So there's
that. I will go harass the right people at the right time. They're probably not even awake yet.
No, probably not.
Slackers.
Thank you, Mint Ghost. I appreciate it. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, Mint.
My impromptu street team.
So, I told you about the review I'm writing, right?
Which the music review?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I guess for people listening, I forget we're public. My friends in this local alternative band Bellwether Syndicate just released an album on Friday. Mm-hmm. It's really good. And I was hanging out for the release party on that Friday evening. It was awesome. A bunch of old horror movies playing in the background. They played a bunch of old goth tunes. And me, just babbling away like I do, I decided to tell the front man, William Faith, while we were chatting outside, like, I'm going to start reviewing albums on my Substack, and you're always going to first review. Yeah, I'm such a simp. But I told him straight out, this is not going to be your regular cookie cutter bullshit review. I'm going to write it my way like a writer. Now I have to do that.
Now you have to actually do it. Yeah.
I didn't think much into it while I was saying it. I'm like, as soon as I said, like, now how do I do this? And this guy has been in the music scene since the early 80s. He is very versed in literature and art. And, oh, fuck. For some reason, he's interested in me because we're always talking when I run into him. So fuck,
Cool.
fuck, pressure,
Someone's looking.
under pressure.
It's a Beltane miracle. Also, happy Beltane.
Happy about thing. It kind of feels like about Sunday, Monday when I start kind of shaking out of my own little moody cycle. And I'm going to attribute to that because it was kind of that thing where, revising, reconstructing new things.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm afraid of new things right now. Like, I am. So as of 2020, I started going into my backlog on my back burner and like made a list of all my projects and stuff at the time. And I was like, I need to actually finish some stuff. Simple as that. So with nothing, without a webcomic to work on for a weekly deadline, I basically worked on my back burner. So Three Sillies, which is a fairy tale graphic novel. I challenged myself to do a. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted.
I get that.
I lost my train of thought.
Coffee, Sako. Now.
I have had 2 cups.
I've had 1 cup and I'm switching to tea because now I'm drinking this English breakfast tea in the morning. So I'm trying to get some kind of caffeinated equilibrium to go with this job I'm working.
Right
and
on.
yeah, coffee, tea, and maybe energy drink at work. But for some reason, I don't pee enough.
Ah. So, not enough water.
Well, no, it's just not enough drive to do all the crazy shit I do every night.
Yeah.
You kind of have to get yourself to crackhead levels just to get some enthusiasm about your job. Worked 11 hours last night.
There's new activity on my thing.
There should be. I tagged you in 2 things.
It's 17% funded
Oh, shit!
in 12 hours. So,
17! Know what I mean?
yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, how long's it going?
Oh, there was a cancellation.
Boo.
Cancellation? Chris Perez canceled their $85 pledge.
Wow, way to publicly out them like that. Fuck you, Chris Perez.
It says adjust.
Oh. So maybe they canceled it and got another one. Okay, unfuck you, Chris Perez.
It looks like he bought it, canceled it, bought it, canceled it.
The same pledge?
No, two different. So he put in for the $85 thing and then canceled it, and then put in for the $85 thing and then canceled it.
It kept declining. Sorry, Chris.
So Kickstarter is like, I don't know how much money you have.
Get your funds in order and come back with what you want, and we'll help you, sir. But still, 17%. Not bad.
17%!
How long is the campaign for?
31 days.
Oh, shit.
So Memorial Day weekend will be the final stretch.
Well, if things keep at this pace, it should be funded by next Friday.
Oh, you know what? Let me pause this.
That bird's ready to sprint.
That bird
And
is
the
ready.
wolf.
They are ready to do the things. I am not ready.
Children of the night. What literature do they make?
Oop. That one. There was a point I was trying to make.
You will find it again.
Yeah. Oh, also, it's my birthday on the 15th, but I celebrate all month long. So if you ever wanted to get me a present, just throw it at my Kickstarter. I would be grateful.
Does that mean I gotta hit you up every morning, wish you a happy birthday?
You do not need to do that. Yeah.
As long as you don't hold it against me if I forget a couple of days. It's what my one coworker. I swear this guy has like 4 birthdays because I've seen him take off. Like, oh, I got my birthday this weekend. Man, your birthday was back in February.
Mm.
You hear that a lot in my kind of job. It's either a birthday or a relative died. And I always make the joke, like, I got to take off work. My auntie died on my birthday or on her birthday. Or it's my birthday and my auntie died. And I got to go to it and celebrate. Because I'm an asshole.
Yeah, so I'm going to be keeping close track of my Kickstarter, and my Substack just went up, so I'm sharing it on all the social media for this past week.
And I shall also be taking interest in this.
It's basically like a little private yet public journal. I'm using it as, and a roundup for the week with a bunch of links. So I like whenever I have an existential crisis, I kind of write about it a little bit. And
I should do that, but I don't. I just sit there in silence. I could be a little more consistent with that Substack, but hey, readers, put me in a position where I can write for a living. You'll see me doing a lot more with that shit. Otherwise, I'm working or I'm tired.
I know those feels.
Or watching Beavis and Butthead do the universe.
Well, that is like...
Yes, that movie was so goddamn
time
good.
off. That is designated time off from writing.
There you go. Write a review on that in your Substack. I would read that. Funniest movie of 2022.
It was very amusing. I like Mike Judge. He is a brilliant writer. There were moments on King of the Hill where I was like, this is funny as a cartoon, but if it was live action, it would be hilarious. Like I would be dying. It would be so funny.
I have seen several episodes of King of the Hill. I've just never been a big fan of it. I just never thought a lot of it was funny. But there have been some really funny episodes, like the one where Bobby takes a women's self-defense class. That was a damn funny episode. That's my purse. I don't know you.
Yeah. There were little gems in King of the Hill, and I feel like it should have been live action.
I can't help but just raise an eyebrow at people that come up to me, like with the new Beavis and Butthead episodes out, which are great, by the way. They'll be like, hey, did you notice that Tom Anderson is actually Hank Hill? I'm like, you son of a bitch. I said the opposite when King of the Hill came out. Like, this is Tom Anderson. Well, I'll tell you what. It's like, you damn kids.
You damn kids.
You damn kids. Seen that butthole and beaver? Hell, ain't no. Anyways, we're supposed to be writing.
Anyways, so we're supposed to be writing this thing and this thing, and I will see you in 20 minutes.
20. Mute yourself.
Ooh, whoops.
You're muted.
That is our last sprint. Let me find the timer so I can shut it up. Boop. Oh, how was that sprint for you? How was that stream for you? What's up?
I can't find a word.
You can't find a word?
I'm trying to describe. All right, you know, on albums, like you got like the intros and shit like that.
Sure.
How you know how like the end of the intro, the closing of the intro, how it like hits on a high note leading into the next song.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't call that a crescendo, but what would they call that? You know, doing a da rings out to the next track. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. I don't know the word for that.
I should just ask the guy who wrote it. What do you call that, man?
What do you call that?
Yeah, right. He's probably sleeping right now. He's an all-nighter person. He's a night writer.
Final proof copy arrived for Laura today. Woo! The image on the spine is wide enough now. Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you do?
Good question. I basically did marketing for the Kickstarter, and yeah, that was my sprint, was marketing for the Kickstarter.
I saw a picture of Neil Diamond painted up like King Diamond, and I'm obsessed over it.
That
I want
sounds
a shirt.
amazing. That sounds amazing. Oh boy. I should eat something. That is a thing I should do. So, are we ready to wrap this up?
Sure.
If you like this video at any point, lovely people in the audience, then I would encourage you to hit the like button. And if you would like to see more streams like this one, you might want to subscribe and maybe even ring the bell on the off chance that YouTube actually notifies you when I go live. Now, we will catch you guys on the flip side.
Stay hydrated.